Be the flow. If you are watching this right now, it is not by accident. God has led you here because your season of divine favor is about to begin. The title of today's message, Unlocked Divine Favor, 3 Key Hooks to Attract Blessings, is not just a teaching, it is a revelation. There are moments in life when effort alone cannot open certain doors, when connections fail and strength seems not enough. But then there is favor, God's supernatural hand that lifts you where labor could never take you. When divine favor enters your life, opportunities find you, people are drawn to help you, and things that were once delayed start to align perfectly. You begin to walk in blessings that others can only explain by saying, "Surely, God is with you." This message will show you how to position yourself for that kind of divine flow. So before we begin, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications, because every message shared here carries wisdom that prepares you for what heaven is about to release. Stay connected, stay expectant. Because as you listen today, the keys to unlock your next level of blessing are already being placed in your spirit. Divine favor begins when your heart aligns with God's purpose, because favor is not something that can be earned through ambition or manipulation. It is a spiritual connection between your obedience and God's intention for your life. Many people chase blessings, but never pause to ask if their desires reflect the will of the one who gives those blessings. When your heart and your motives are purified, when your goals are no longer driven by selfish wants, but by a deep longing to fulfill divine purpose, something powerful happens in the unseen. God begins to shift circumstances, open unseen doors, and arrange events that move you toward His plan. This alignment is not about religious activity alone. It is about surrender, about saying from the core of your being, "Lord, let your will be done, not mine." That posture invites favor because God can trust a heart that seeks His glory more than personal gain. It is not about perfection, but about submission, a willingness to let go of control and trust divine direction, even when it seems uncertain. When your inner life starts to mirror divine principles, your decisions, relationships, and timing begin to align with heaven's rhythm. You will notice peace settling in places where confusion once ruled, clarity replacing anxiety, and divine insight guiding your steps through what once looked impossible. This heart alignment brings stability in storms, because favor does not mean the absence of challenges. It means the presence of grace in every situation. When your desires are refined by faith and humility, you begin to live with purpose rather than pressure. You stop comparing your path with others because you understand your story carries a unique assignment from God. Every act of integrity, every moment of patience, and every sacrifice done quietly out of love becomes a seed for divine favor to grow. God does not favor the proud or the careless, but those who walk in truth, humility, and consistency. Your alignment must also include listening to the quiet voice of the Spirit that directs you toward opportunities and away from distractions. The more you listen, the clearer your path becomes. Many lose favor not because God withdrew it, but because they stopped aligning their actions with what He required. Alignment is an ongoing process, a daily choice to walk in faith, to forgive when it hurts, to serve without seeking applause, to believe even when results are delayed. When your heart remains anchored in purpose, every delay becomes preparation. Every setback becomes instruction, and every victory points to divine glory. God's favor flows where His purpose is being fulfilled. If your goals lift others, bring hope, and reflect love, you create an atmosphere where blessings are attracted naturally. When you pray, do not only ask for success, ask for alignment, because success without purpose fades, but alignment creates lasting impact. As you mature in faith, your definition of favor changes. It is no longer about wealth or recognition alone, but about walking in the peace and assurance that your life is exactly where God wants it to be. This is when miracles happen effortlessly because your spirit is synchronized with divine timing. Every prayer becomes powerful. Every plan becomes fruitful. And every challenge becomes a stepping stone to greater glory. True favor begins not outside of you, but within you. In the quiet transformation of your heart, when it becomes fully yielded to God's will. When you reach that state of surrender, divine favor is no longer something you chase. It begins to chase you. Gratitude and obedience are two forces that attract supernatural blessings in ways that logic cannot explain, because they connect your spirit directly to the heart of God. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what has already been given. And that shift changes everything around you. When you live with a thankful heart, you create an atmosphere of abundance, even in seasons of lack. God responds to thankfulness because it reflects trust. It shows that you believe His provision is enough, even before you see the results. Every time you express sincere appreciation, you open a spiritual gateway for increase to flow. Gratitude is not only spoken through words, but lived through actions that honor God's goodness. A person who wakes up every day acknowledging grace, mercy, and the little miracles of life becomes a magnet for divine favor. Blessings multiply in the life of someone who gives thanks consistently, because gratitude keeps the soul humble and the heart open. Obedience, on the other hand, is the visible proof of faith. It is not enough to say you believe. True faith must be expressed through action. Obedience requires trust when instructions make no sense, and it demands courage when circumstances seem to go against what you are told to do. When God asks you to move, speak, give, forgive, or wait, obedience activates what prayer alone cannot. Every command carries a blessing, and when you follow divine direction, you position yourself to receive it. Many people pray for miracles, but resist the small instructions that lead to them. God's favor flows toward those who listen carefully and act quickly. Even when the path looks uncertain, obedience ensures that grace goes before you and covers every step behind you. Gratitude without obedience is incomplete, and obedience without gratitude becomes heavy, but when both operate together, they produce unstoppable favor. Gratitude fuels joy in the journey, while obedience unlocks the next door of opportunity. A grateful believer attracts God's attention, because thanksgiving reveals maturity, and an obedient believer earns God's trust, because discipline reveals faith. Together, they create a spiritual rhythm that keeps blessings flowing continuously. When your heart is thankful, you stop complaining about delays and start appreciating preparation. When your actions are obedient, you stop relying on feelings and start trusting divine wisdom. Gratitude reminds you that God has been faithful in the past, while obedience ensures that His faithfulness continues into your future. The moment you live in this balance, life begins to shift supernaturally. People begin to notice something different about you, not because of what you have, but because of the peace and favor that follow you everywhere. You will start seeing open doors, divine connections, unexpected provision, and opportunities that align perfectly with your purpose. Gratitude attracts presence. Obedience secures manifestation, and together they invite blessings that remain. These qualities build character, and character sustains favor. A thankful person carries light into dark places, and an obedient person walks in strength, even when the path is narrow. Gratitude teaches contentment, obedience teaches surrender, and both prepare you for the next level of blessing. The more you practice them, the more you will see how heaven honors consistency over perfection. Even when you fail, returning with a grateful and obedient heart restores alignment. This combination is the key to lasting favor because it keeps your spirit sensitive, your motives pure, and your actions guided. Gratitude draws you closer to God's presence. Obedience keeps you there. One fills your heart with joy. The other fills your path with victory. When both operate together, you no longer chase blessings. They begin to chase you. Faith and consistency are the twin pillars that unlock opportunities human effort alone can never reach. Faith begins where logic ends, and consistency proves that belief is more than words. When a person chooses to trust in God despite not seeing the full picture, they activate the realm where divine intervention operates. Peace that flows. Faith is not just believing that something will happen, but knowing deep inside that it already has in God's timing. It carries quiet strength, the kind that refuses to give up even when every circumstance seems to contradict what was promised. Many people start with passion, but lose momentum when results take longer than expected. Yet true favor rests upon those who stay steady when others walk away. Consistency builds spiritual credibility. It tells heaven that you are serious about your calling. When you continue to pray, work, and hope even in silence, the unseen world begins to move in your favor. Faith without persistence is fragile, but consistency without faith becomes mechanical. Together they create balance and power. Every great move of God has been sustained by unwavering faith and daily discipline. Each time you wake up and choose to keep believing, you strengthen the bridge between where you are and where you are meant to be. Faith gives vision, consistency gives structure, and both together open doors that no human influence could ever touch. God honors those who remain steadfast through delay because endurance refines character and sharpens focus. Opportunities that come too easily often fade, but those born through faith and persistence carry lasting impact. When you trust divine timing and remain consistent in your purpose, you will find favor unfolding in unexpected ways. Sometimes the blessing is not in what you receive, but in who you become through the waiting. Faith teaches patience. Consistency teaches resilience. And together, they prepare you for greater responsibility. When others lose direction, you keep moving with quiet determination because your confidence is not in circumstance, but in promise. This attitude creates magnetic energy that draws divine help. The more you stay faithful in small assignments, the more heaven entrusts you with greater ones. People may overlook you. Situations may seem stagnant, but when you remain steadfast, you will find that every effort builds momentum. The smallest acts done with consistent faith release extraordinary outcomes. God looks for hearts that stay anchored, not minds that waver. Each moment of trust, each decision to keep going, each prayer spoken in solitude is recorded in eternity. At the appointed moment, those investments return as open doors, connections, and miracles that appear effortless. Faith gives you the courage to start. Consistency ensures that you finish strong. Favor is not given to those who start fast, but to those who endure faithfully. When challenges arise, faith reminds you of the promise, and consistency keeps you moving toward it. Together they silence doubt and strengthen hope. You begin to realize that success is not about speed, but stability, not about noise, but endurance. Divine favor meets those who remain stable through storms, grateful through delay, and confident through change. Every season you endure faithfully increases your capacity for blessing. Faith transforms fear into trust, and consistency transforms potential into achievement. Both qualities shape a character capable of carrying divine favor without pride. You cannot force destiny, but you can prepare for it through daily obedience and unshakable belief. When faith becomes your foundation and consistency your habit, every step you take moves you closer to the purpose ordained for your life. In that place, human limitation ends and divine opportunity begins. You do not chase favor anymore because it starts chasing you, drawn by the strength of your faith and the stability of your persistence. Gratitude is the atmosphere where divine favor thrives, a sacred space where blessings multiply without effort. When a person lives in constant thankfulness, they begin to see life through the lens of abundance instead of lack. Gratitude shifts the heart from complaint to celebration, from waiting to rejoicing, from asking to acknowledging. It is not about ignoring pain or pretending that everything is perfect. It is about recognizing that even in difficulty, there is grace at work. A grateful heart attracts the presence of God because it demonstrates trust in His goodness. Every word of thanks builds an invisible altar that invites heaven's attention. When you start each morning with appreciation instead of anxiety, you set the tone for miracles to unfold naturally. Gratitude magnifies what you already have, and as it grows, it prepares you to receive more. The truth is, many people pray for blessings, but forget to honor the ones they already hold. The more you thank God for what He has done, the more you position yourself for what He is about to do. Thankfulness is not a reaction to success, but a decision made before the breakthrough comes. It is easy to praise when everything flows smoothly, but powerful transformation happens when you choose gratitude in the middle of uncertainty. That choice creates spiritual maturity and emotional balance. Peace that flows It shows heaven that your joy is not dependent on outcomes, but on connection with the Creator. Every grateful soul carries a radiant energy that inspires others and draws divine attention. Gratitude also heals perspective. It silences negativity and opens your eyes to hidden blessings you once overlooked. When you dwell on what is missing, you create space for worry. But when you celebrate what is present, you invite more goodness to enter. Favor does not settle in bitter hearts. It dwells where appreciation flows freely. When you practice gratitude daily, you build resistance against discouragement. Each word of thanks becomes armor against disappointment. Even the smallest acknowledgement of grace transforms the atmosphere around you. It changes how you speak, how you think, and how you respond to challenges. A grateful spirit does not chase blessings, it cultivates them. You begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles and peace where others see pressure. This perspective invites divine guidance in unexpected ways. Sometimes God tests your gratitude before He expands your territory. If you can celebrate the small doors, the large ones will open naturally. Gratitude is the proof that you are ready for more. For only hearts that honor the present can handle greater responsibility. When you count your blessings, you multiply joy. Each expression of thanks releases spiritual harmony that aligns your soul with divine timing. Miracles begin to feel ordinary because gratitude makes you sensitive to God's movement in every detail. Even setbacks begin to carry lessons instead of frustration. You start realizing that every delay held hidden protection, and every closed door redirected you toward something better. Gratitude becomes your secret strength, an anchor that keeps your spirit stable in all seasons. You cannot walk in divine favor without first mastering appreciation. When you truly live with a thankful heart, you stop comparing your journey with others because you understand that your story is sacred. That mindset not only draws blessings, but also sustains them. Gratitude turns what you have into enough and transforms ordinary moments into divine encounters. It is the melody that heaven responds to, the fragrance that attracts divine presence. When you nurture it, favor will find you even in hidden places. So wake up each day with a heart full of thanks, speak life over your circumstances, and remember that appreciation is not weakness, but wisdom. The person who gives thanks in every season becomes unstoppable, because gratitude turns every situation, even the hard ones, into fertile ground for new beginnings. Here is your final call. You've listened, you've felt it. Now it's time to act. God is not showing you this message by coincidence. He's calling you to prepare for the shift that's already in motion. The next level of your life is not coming. It's unfolding right now, and favor is about to find you where you are. Don't sit in hesitation or fear. Rise in faith and start walking in the promise. Every moment from here on is a seed. Plant it with gratitude, water it with obedience, and watch blessings overflow in ways that defy logic. The delay you faced was never denial. It was divine timing setting the stage for your breakthrough. So stand up and receive this as confirmation. Your season of hiddenness is ending. Your season of divine exposure has begun. The same God who sustained you in silence is about to celebrate you in public. Don't doubt it. Just believe it. And If this word has stirred something inside you, then don't leave without taking one more step of faith. Subscribe to this channel right now and stay connected, because what's coming next will strengthen your spirit, renew your mind, and prepare you for the blessings heaven has written with your name on them. Stay ready, stay faithful, and remember, when God is about to bless you, no power in this world can stop it. Your elevation has already begun.